Good morning, everyone. Welcome to meeting 76 of Mumbai Speakers Club. As we begin our meeting, I am reminded of a quote from Muhammad Ali. Even the greatest was once a beginner. Don't be afraid to take the first step. Today, we have a lot of peer Toastmasters taking their first step and giving their icebreaker speech. All the best to everyone. I am Brijesh Shah, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I would like to begin by stating the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide support and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I would like to give a few instructions that we need to follow in the online meeting environment. I request all the speakers and role bearers to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Request the speakers to also confirm that they can see the timer cards before starting the speech. I would request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. But do not click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display a hi-fi or namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. You can connect with Zoom Master for any technical glitch for today's meeting. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations on your speech being recorded, please let the group know and the recording will be paused. Please turn off your cell phones or set them on silent mode while you are speaking. There are 3 ways to give applause. If your video is on, you can give a silent clap like this, or you can use the reaction button on the Zoom screen. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Sarika. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarika.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Brijesh. That was a wonderful start. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. A very warm welcome on a Sunday morning. Yesterday I was reading something, and because it's a very special meeting today, the first step is the hardest step. And as Brijesh mentioned, that all the greatest were first the beginner. The secret of getting ahead is getting first started. Imagine what would have happened if Steve Jobs wouldn't have taken the first step. Imagine what if Bill Gates, who actually made a huge loss in his first company, Trafo Data, where he had no money even to complete his education. But then he took his first step to start the company. And today we have Microsoft, Apple, everyone. I would tell about one Indian player where I was working. I was working in Motilal Oswal. I spent a long stint there. Motilalji and Ramdevji are 2 promoters. They are chartered accountant. They just passed their chartered accountant and chartered accountancy, and they started their journey in a small office 25-30 years back, where they were just clueless about, they just finished their internship and they started their journey. They were clueless about how to go about, how to start the business. And from that small office, they are now an empire of more than 1,000 crores and with a huge market capitalization. So taking the first step is the biggest step, I feel. And today, why I'm emphasizing on this, because today's meeting is so special. Today, we have an icebreaker marathon where all the speakers are attempting their first speeches. We have so many evaluators who are taking their role for the first time. We have TMOD, who's again taking the TMOD role for the first time. We have GE, who's taking the role for the first time. And we have SA also. So today, it's going to be like a very interesting meeting. All the first timers coming up and showing their innovations. We also have our area director, Shailendra Soni, today and we are really grateful and welcoming Shailendra for our Toastmaster Mumbai Speakers Club meeting. We can also see 2 guests, and I would like to now take a round around guest Usha. Usha, if you can just tell me, update the group about what brought you to Toastmasters and any specific objective, and how did you come to know about Mumbai Speakers Club?
Actually, one of my relatives is already there in Toastmaster clubs. He stays in Kandivali, Mr. Rajesh Upadhyay, and few of my colleagues also suggested me to get that leadership skill. Toastmaster really helps, and so I also thought, let's join it.
So I think you are at the right
I'm
place,
into
Usha.
customer care role. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
working for an paint manufacturing MNC, and I'm working into a customer care role.
A warm welcome to you, Usha. We'll come back to you and take
Thank
your
you.
feedback. How did you like the meeting and all? Okay, so next
Yes,
let's
yes.
move to the next guest Tanmay. Tanmay, good morning. Maybe a quick few words about what brought you here on a Sunday morning and any special objective.
Hey, hi, good morning, Sarika. Tanmay this side. So I'm a software engineer by profession, and side by I'm a MBA. I'm pursuing, I'm planning to pursue MBA. So I plan to upskill myself in terms of public speaking, improve communication skills and all of that stuff. And how I got to know about Toastmasters is like I came across a video on YouTube, and I did a bit of my research, and I landed on some website. I registered myself then, and I got a call from one of the Toastmaster. But since she was from some advanced club, so she referred me to this club, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Tanmay. Pleasure knowing you, and you are at the right forum. So we are all here to help each other grow in the path of public speaking. So thank you for joining in. We also have guest Dipali. Dipali, hi, good morning. A few bits from your side.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. So how I got to know and the reason why I've been on Toastmaster is to be honest, I am on in a senior role, working for a biggest media organization, and I have been into operational role. So all these while, my role did not require me to interact in a public forum or even in a large group, or even for the matter of fact that the interaction was very limited towards my department or the across departments. So the communications, I have not developed the communication skills where I'm confident to speak in public or even in a large group of people. So I think it's for me to require to develop the public speaking skill. I'm here. How I got to know about it is that I have this closed media group where I put my query and I wanted to enhance this public speaking skill, and many people referred me to Toastmaster. So sort of let's see and how it is and how I can take help from this thing, and I can develop my public speaking skill.
Thank you, Dipali, for letting us know. I think the objective really aligned because we are all here to grow and develop our public speaking skills. So I think we'll get back to you at the end of the meeting and take your feedback also.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now we are all set for the meeting, and it's my pleasure to introduce the Toastmaster of the day for the meeting today. He's a born public speaker. I still remember when the first time he gave his icebreaker speech, I was like, wow, his speech was so fluent, so confident, and so inspiring. Other than work, I really admire how he himself makes himself available for the passion that he has. He's an avid reader. He's so well learned. He's so knowledgeable. I like how unusual he picks up unusual topics like self-hypnosis. I still remember that speech of yours, Sandeep. And he has immense knowledge because obviously he's a very well reader. And so he has an art of picking this unusual topics. And today's topic, I'm not going to steal the thunder. I want him to announce because I'm really looking forward for today's topic. And so put your hands together and make a warm welcome to Toastmaster of the Day, Sandeep Jain. Over to you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Sarika, and fellow Toastmasters on the guest here in this meeting. So I'll start with a quote from Buddha. He said, "We are what we think, and all that all that we are all that we are arises with our thoughts, and with our thoughts we make the world. I'll repeat this once again. I have to read it out basically. So we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. So good morning, Toastmasters. And this is a wonderful occasion because, this topic or this theme basically is very close to my heart. And it has deep connection with everyone, like every individual, every human being. And this is a basic framework of being, to be happy about, to be successful in life. And all the books that I've come across, as Sarika said, that I've been an avid reader. Yeah, recently I have been. All the books that I've come across on happiness and spirituality has, this common theme and understanding, and a very useful piece of information that I would like you to understand. And probably this is a good forum where I would like to cover this and share with you. So, each one of us get up in the morning with a sense of purpose, and most of us consciously, basically, whatever conscious actions that we do is all driven by the goals and aspirations that we have. Do you agree with this point? Do you agree with what I just said?
Yeah.
Everything that we do right from morning till the evening, it's all aligned to the goals and aspirations that we have?
Yeah. Yes.
No, actually, a lot of times, like you're just habituated into doing a lot of stuff. So you end up doing that as part of habit, unconsciously.
Absolutely. So let me elucidate. So basically the question is, are we happy with what we are and where we are in our lives today? I think to ponder basically. Researchers say 80% of the human race is unhappy. Dissatisfaction in our society is extremely high at this moment, extremely high. And it is for us very important to understand why the success rate is dismally low. 80% is a high percentage. So let me share my screen with you first of all, and let me know this is visible. Everyone. Is this visible? Can you please confirm?
Yes, it's visible.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what is the definition of success? It is the progressive relation of a worthy ideal on the goals and aspirations. Basically, the worthy ideal is basically your goals and aspirations. If you're not living a ideal life, meaning a life not aligned to your aspirations and goals, then you will usually be in a state of confusion and not so confident, and think on the things that you do. Therefore, periodically you decide, and you do it actually, and periodically decide to make those changes in your life. Sometimes as part of your new year resolution, right? So this year, next year, or next month, or next day, not next day probably, because we keep on procrastinating things. So we'll do something about it. We're going to make changes in our lives. So the philosophy is we need to make change today to shape our future, or shape our tomorrow, because what we are today is as a result of what we were in our yesteryears, right? Because of our conditioning or upbringing or education or experiences, whatever we had for several years, and you are the output of that. If the output is something you're not happy about, so you are the output. If the output is something you're not happy about, which means that we need to change the way we see the world, our thoughts, the way we deal with people, the situations, challenges, the way we react, respond. Don't you feel so? I'm just asking the question.
I have a point to make here, because you mentioned Buddha. I think in most of his saying, he asked people to respond and not react. So I would not use the two words simultaneously.
Yes, so I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. Reaction, by reaction, I mean the positive reaction, the positive way of dealing with people, dealing with situations positively. I completely agree with you. Probably react may be a wrong word to use. Thank you for correcting me. So as I said, the output is you, and we would like to always improve. So this has to be absolutely aligned with the aspirations and goals that we have. So like Arjun, basically, if I give you a good example, so he always used to see that eye of the fish, eye of the bird, sorry, not the fish, eye of the bird during his archery practice. And as asked by his guru. So I don't know who was his guru, by the way.
Dronacharya.
Dronacharya, absolutely.
Correct.
So how focused he was. So with his background, let me delve deeper into the subject and talk about the ingredients of success, or the goals and aspirations that we talk about. So ingredients of success, the first ingredient of success is the peace of mind, Are you living with your basic values like integrity, honesty, responsibility, respect? Because what happens is when you compromise on your values and go against the inner guidance, what happens is basically your peace of mind will be the first thing to suffer. So you achieve the peace of mind when you are completely free from destructive emotions of fear and doubt and guilt, all those things. So one is that. Second is health and energy. Ask yourself, are you physically fitter, thinner, stronger, energetic? Loving relationships, third one. Ask yourself, how is the relationship with the people you care about and others, basically? Do you make them comfortable? This is a measure of how lovable and the respectable person you are. This is very important. And laughter is one of those, is a measure basically that is very important actually. When you go and meet somebody, do you laugh? Do you smile? Do you, exuberate energy and confidence and positivity in the environment? That is very, very important. When you go there, what is the level of energy that is there? This is very important actually to understand. Fourth one is the financial freedom. Are you working for your financial independence in line with the idea of the life that you have, or maybe the life that you want to live? So most of the stress, anxiety, the lost peace of mind, health problems are caused by the paucity of money. This is a major cause of maybe divorce in our society too many times. Fifth one is worthy goals and ideals. So ask yourself, do you have a clear sense of direction for achieving your worthy ideal or your dreams and aspirations in life? Are you taking actions or working towards this? So if you listen to one of the things that I listen on a very regular basis, which is called The Strangest Secret Audio by Earl Nightingale, in case you have heard him. So it says we become what we think about, right? If we think about the worthy ideals and start taking tiny actions or massive actions sometimes, you will achieve whatever you want in life. And it is no secret. Many of us don't apply just, in a practical life. There's no secret about it. The sixth one is the self-knowledge or self-awareness. So the question that you need to ask is, do you know why you react or respond, basically, I would say, respond the way you do? It is a clear understanding of the forces and the influences that shape our character from the childhood. This area normally comes under the psychology domain. So a lot of psychologists and psychotherapists basically deal with a lot of issues in our society. And a lot of issues are there presently in our society because this is a bad time, I would say. This is a good time in a way that, after so many years of hard work, we've reached to this level of the world. But actually it is a bad life because we're too much, we're too much worried, we're too much stressful about so many things because we are not living in the present. We're living either in the future or in the past. We're not here, absolutely. Last one is the personal fulfillment, which is like, ask the question, do you maintain positivity, optimism, cheerfulness under all circumstances? And are you giving back to the society? So this is a beautiful mental attitude, I would say, giving back to the society. It makes us happy. It makes us, satisfying, contributing back to the society, like the people who we admire so much. Ratan Tata, Azim Premji, Ahilyabai Holkar. How many of you know about her life? Mahatma Gandhi. There's so many examples, and they all are great inspiration, larger than life, absolutely. So these ingredients, as we see in different people, actually, it differs from people to people, the ingredients, and only the right balance between these ingredients is going to make your life happy. Right ingredient. So, in certain point of time, you'll feel that you sacrifice your health, you sacrifice your relationship. Why? Because you're in search of your financial freedom. You are so workaholic that you forget, your relationships and your health. Actually, what will happen actually? So this is an imbalance. This is imbalance of the ingredients that you have. Success. of success or happiness. Factually, you need to assess how well we are doing in each of these areas. These are very important areas. So you need to assess where things are going wrong. So if you're already leading a happy life, successful life, satisfied, you are using the ingredients perfectly in right quantity. There's already so much things you're doing a fantastic job. Don't change or don't even look at the recipe you're following. You're absolutely doing a fantastic job. But in case you feel that there are gaps, in case you feel that there are areas of improvement, changes that you make, start doing immediately, start acting now. You must start, the starting point would be to look at the vision of the perfect future, or the clear mental picture of where exactly you want to see yourself few years from now. They can be short-term goal, they can be long-term goal, but long-term, where do you want to see yourself? Look at the joy that you will find once you achieve the goals and aspirations that you have in life. Visualize that and start working to change the combination of these ingredients accordingly. You'll find superior results. So, without a wait, so today it's a very extremely tight schedule, as Toastmaster Sarika mentioned, a lot of speakers lined up. So I'll begin now. I'll try to keep you engaged as much as possible. So we'll just, have the next session immediately. So let's get into the serious work. I'll unshare my screen, first of all. Yeah. So to introduce especially to the newcomers, and the usual structure that we have at the Toastmaster session is start with the prepared speech, followed by table topics, where you'll be challenged to use your speed of thought and imagination and impromptu communication. And then we'll also involve the guests in between in this section. We'll take their views as well. Finally, the evaluation of the speakers participating during this session. Let me introduce the tag team first. To track the timing of the speeches and evaluation, we welcome the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Ajay, for the guidelines. But before we make it simple for the tag team, actually, it's not going to be a very simple affair. Let's understand from them what is their balance of ingredients, what is their definition of happiness or success, and what are they working on in case there's something missing. Toastmaster Ajay, what is success or happiness for you, and things that you're actually working on? Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandeep Jain. For me, ingredient of success is to peace in the life and to focus whatever you are doing in the professional or a personal front. Just focus, and follow the discipline in your life, follow the integrity in your life, concentrate, discipline. I mean, these are the things, is ingredient of life for the success. Yeah.
Fantastically said, Toastmaster Ajay. It is all about discipline. It's all about, focus, living in the present.
Focus, yeah, focus is the, yeah.
It is so important. Toastmaster Ajay, I'll invite you to please share the guidelines.
Yeah, thank you. So as a timer, I will be supporting the speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. My duty is to prepare time speeches, table topic speeches, speech evaluations, educational sessions as applicable during the meeting. To help me in performing my role, I have the 3 sets of color. I will show you. The green card indicates the qualifying time. Let me show you. Green card indicates the qualifying time. Okay. And yellow card indicates the target time for your speech, and red card indicates the maximum time allotted to you. Let me show you the just a minute. Yeah. Red card indicates the maximum time allotted to you. For an icebreaker speech, I will show the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. For the icebreaker speech, we have a grace period of 30 seconds of the either side of the timer limit. And I will show you all the reports when you called upon during the meeting, during the session. Yeah. Over to you, Sandeep. Yeah.
Thank you to Toastmaster Ajay for sharing the timing related guidelines. Now we'll call upon the counter of the day, Toastmaster Pragyansh for the guidelines. But before that, I would, it will be nice to understand your thoughts on about like which is the most important ingredient that you actually value, and anything that you want to improve upon to have a perfect balance in your life.
Well, I think success is a cocktail of several ingredients. As you have mentioned, different aspects of success. But I think the one thing that I always needed in my life, and also I want to see in others also, is the clarity of their ambitions and their goals and their inspirations. So one of the most ingredient, if not the most, is I think the clarity, what they want to achieve in their life and what they want to see themselves in future, be it health, be it financial success, or any other such thing. So I think clarity is one of the most important ingredient.
Absolutely. Clarity is one of the important things, and it is one of the most toughest thing actually to achieve. This is
the
first step that you want, and you want some guidance. You want a coach actually. If you're not able to do it, please find a good coach who would actually help you understand what you want to achieve in life. We all get confused and spend so many years, just like that, not understanding where we going. Absolutely. I completely agree with
even in even in modern times, because there are a lot of opportunities in different aspects, we have different role models. So it actually creates more confusion rather than sorting out on our dreams.
Wonderful, wonderful. You please guide us through your guidelines.
Okay, so today is my first time of taking any role. So today I am a counter. So thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. My role as the R counter is to record unnecessary sound used by the speakers and role bearers. They include the crush sound, the filler words, but, like, so, okay, filler phrases, and so, and others, and extremely long pauses. The crutch words or filler sounds obstruct the smooth flow of speech. It can be annoying to the listeners, at the same time decreasing the value of speech. Therefore, the R counter notes these words and phrases in order to help the speaker to become aware of them and minimize their use in their future speeches. I will present the R counter report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. So that's all from my side, and over to you, Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pragyansh, for the counter guidelines. Finally, I'll call upon the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Deepak, for the guidelines. But again, not making easy for you. Before you start, your thoughts on being happy and being successful in life, and is any missing piece that you're working on?
So thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So actually I read one book, You Can Win by Shiv Khera. So in which he has written that success is not the Am I audible?
Yeah, I mean, I thought there's a problem with my audio. Okay, you're audible completely. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear you, Deepak.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually, I read one book by Shiv Khera. The book name is You Can Win, and in which he has written that success is not the absence of failure. It is basically overcoming problems, and how many times you have bounced back when we fall down. So for me, success is important. For everybody, success is important, and one of the major ingredient is discipline, as our previous members have also identified. And during the success, many times we feel that why I'm not able to achieve this, why I'm falling down. So in those times, it is important that we note down our improvement points and work upon it. And I think through hard work and perseverance, we can definitely achieve the success. So yeah, so today I'm playing the role of grammarian. So in as a grammarian role, I'll just a minute. Sorry, my baby is with me. So as a grammarian, I will be evaluating on the grammar point of view from all all the speakers, and I'll be noting down all the not so good usage of the word as well as the good usage of word. And as grammarian, it is my also responsibility to share the word of the day. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet. So it's
okay. So, yeah. So word of the day is novice, which is very well related to the your topic. And meaning of novice is a person who is new to the circumstance, work, etc., in which he or she is placed. So whatever aim we have in life, we have to start from the scratch. And for every situation, we will be new. So I'll share the example also. For example, I am novice for the public speaking. That's why I have joined the Toastmasters. And I'll share the report on the grammarian once upon called by the general evaluator. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're done, Deepak?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you talked about a very important thing, success is what you don't get everything, like you fail. And initially, when you start something, you tend to fail in your career, especially. Then you learn the experience and, finally you get to a point where you make less mistakes and finally get to success. But resilience, as you said, it's so important. Resilience, coming back, bouncing back in your life is so important, actually. And as you mentioned, these are good thoughts that you shared. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak. So it's going to be a marathon session coming ahead on prepared speech. And without further ado, let me move to that quickly. We've got 5 speakers who are going to do their icebreaking speech, or icebreaker speech rather. I'm sure it's going to be pretty interesting. It's a stepping stone of beautiful Toastmasters journey they're going to have with us. And all the best to all the speakers. But before we begin today's lengthy session, I would say, let me call upon the timer again, Toastmaster Ajay, for the timing guidelines for the prepared speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay, for the timing guidelines.
Sandeep, I think this is icebreaker speech, all icebreaker speeches now for all 5
yes.
candidates.
Okay.
So time guideline already I shared.
So it's 4 to 6 minutes, right?
4 to 6 minutes. Yeah, green
okay,
indicates
fine.
4 to 6 minutes. Yellow indicate. Let me again introduce. Green indicates 4 minutes. Yellow indicates 5 minutes. Red indicates 6 minutes. And over upper limit 30 seconds.
Okay.
30 seconds is the upper limit.
Fine. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for the guidelines once again. And our first speaker is Toastmaster Kedar, who is attempting his level 1 icebreaker from the present, presentation mastery pathway. For his speech, I will invite his general evaluator, Toastmaster Rakesh, to read out these speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Rakesh.
Yeah, hi, thank you. So I will be evaluating the speaker, Toastmaster Kedar, on his speech, on his first icebreaker. Title of the speech is Where Do I Begin? And the speech and length of the title of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes, as the purpose of the statement is to introduce himself basically to the club. And basically I would be evaluating the speech on these parameters. That is for clarity, that is spoken language is clear and easily understood; for vocal variety, tone, speed, and volume; eye contact with the speaker is making effective eye contact with the engagement audience. Gestures for the speaker effectively use physical gestures and demonstrating effective audience awareness, and whether the speaker is comfortable, addressing or speaking with the audience. And obviously, if the speaker generates an arousal or an interest, and the content of the speaker is well structured. So this is basically the theme of evaluation for today. Over to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rakesh, for the guidelines. All of us, please put your hands together and welcome our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Kedar, for his Icebreaker Speech titled, Where Do I Begin? Toastmaster Kedar, where do I begin? Where do I begin, Toastmaster Kedar?
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sandeep. Am I audible?
Excuse me, before the speaker starts, sorry, the speaker is not spotlighted. So can you spotlight the speaker?
Yeah. Shall I begin?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's Kedar Kailaji. Now, Icebreaker Speech is so, in just 4 to 6 minutes, you to introduce yourself and tell about your so on.
There's an audio problem. Actually, only I'm facing, or everyone else is facing?
Everybody, even I am facing.
Yes, even I can't hear you, Kedar. I can't hear you properly.
Achha,
sorry,
just a second.
I can't even see him. So can he come on camera, please?
I'm already.
He is on camera.
You
I
can't
think
see
you
me.
can see him, but I think his audio is an issue.
No, can you spotlight him?
His video was frozen. Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yeah, now can you see me?
Yes, now
yeah, now it's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Am I audible perfectly fine now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Kedar Kailaji. Now, an icebreaker speech is so tough. In just 4 to 6 minutes, you have to introduce yourself and tell about your whole life journey, which is, it's so tough. So I was very confused. What should I include or what should I not include? So to clear my confusion, I searched on Google, like how to deliver a great icebreaker speech. But then I was even more confused. Then I thought, let me go chronologically from birth till today. So let's travel to my childhood first. On 11th November 1994, one of the greatest persons on this planet was born, and he's currently delivering a speech in front of you. On that day, I was so excited to meet my parents that I forgot about the dress code. Well, I was born in Mumbai in a typical Indian middle class family, in which the clothes of the elder brother would be passed on to you. And then after a few years, the same clothes will be used as a kapda for cleaning stuff inside the house. During my school life, I was the most consistent student because I consistently came last. Well, not that I, failed or something, but I was almost always in the bottom quartile. And throughout my childhood and throughout my school life, I was an introvert and a shy kid. But I always had a clear goal at that time. When people ask small children, ki beta, what do you want to become when you want to grow up? And the typical answers would be, I want to become a pilot, a scientist, or an astronaut maybe. But my answer was, I want to become an automobile engineer because I loved cars back then. And even today, I just totally love cars. Whenever I get a chance, I go out on a drive. But of course, I didn't end up becoming an engineer because I hated maths. In fact, maths was the reason I took up commerce after 10th. And this brings me to my college life. And probably the only time I attended college was to give exams. I scored average marks and my parents were decently happy. You know how students say thank you to the teacher at the end of the class? there are few who say thank you for teaching the class and few who say thank you for leaving the class. I was the latter. However, during college, I did a lot of extracurricular activities like roaming around with friends on Marine Drive, playing games on computer, dating girls, etc. Me and my friends also started a band. We were inspired by the movie Rock On. We actually named the band Sacred Indulgence, which has got nothing to do with Rock On. In fact, even we don't know, even till today, we don't know why we named it Sacred Indulgence. I just played drums in that band. We did win a few competitions here and there, and we thought we are going to be the next Linkin Park or something, but obviously we were all wrong. Overall, if I had to write a book about my college life, it would be titled All Play and No Work, because that's all I did. But college is where I got a glimpse of the stock market through my mom, who has been a long-term investor since many, many years. Now, every month, I invest a part of my salary in the stock market, and I personally study all the stocks that I invest in. Now, degree college got over, but I was still very confused regarding my career. And when you're confused with your career, what do? You do an MBA. And that's what I did. And I thought all my confusion will just vanish away. But to my surprise, it confused me even more. Before joining MBA, I thought I will have to choose between marketing and finance. But after getting into MBA, I got to know that there is HR, there is operations, analytics, and so many more fields that you can choose from, which further added to my confusion. Then, with a lot of consulting from my seniors, parents, and friends, I decided to get into finance. I did CFA and cleared all the 3 levels. Once I decided for finance, I knew I had to work in either equity research or investment banking. I managed to get placed in Goldman Sachs investment banking division, but I was diagnosed with jaundice at that point of time and couldn't join the company. So that was, a setback in my life. Coming to the present, I now work at ASK Financial Services, which is one of the largest PMS firms based in Mumbai. I work there as an equity research analyst. So basically, my job is to study stocks or shares for a living. I have noticed that ever since joining the corporate world, I have gone from all play and no work to all work and little play. I am now always trying to improve myself such that it can help me either professionally or personally. And that is one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters and I'm here in this club delivering my icebreaker speech. Having said it all, would I want to change anything from my journey? Maybe a few things here and there, but overall, I am very happy with the way things have panned out. And actually, each phase of my life has taught me something which has added immense value in my life. With this, I would hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kedar. That was fabulous speech, a very honest one. And obviously, being a backbencher to all play no work to stock market, you have tried out just everything. I would say, great. I mean, that is really good. So now for the level next speech, I think we go to Toastmaster Abhimanyu, who will be trying his level 1 icebreaker speech, and the pathway is presentation mastery. And I would like to call upon Raghav, Toastmaster Raghav, for reading out his speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Sandeep. So my speaker is Toastmaster Abhimanyu. He will be presenting his first speech in Toastmasters, which is the icebreaker speech. And this is level 1. The pathway is presentation mastery. And the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Abhimanyu, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghav. And everyone put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Abhimanyu to take his platform for his icebreaker speech titled Restless Me. Toastmaster Abhimanyu, Restless Me, Toastmaster Abhimanyu.
Thank you, everyone. So I want to start my speech with a magic trick. And I want all of you to participate.
You're not audible, Abhimanyu. I think you need to get closer to your system or something? No, I think
you're audible, but it's very faint.
Yeah.
To increase your mic volume, probably.
Now am I audible?
Not
I think
really.
You can go in setting and check your microphone input level and increase the input level of your microphone. Yeah, because we are hearing some faint noises.
Is it clear?
Very
Yeah,
good.
now it's perfect.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreyansh, for your inputs.
Thank you once again. So, as I was saying, I want to start my speech with a magic trick, and I want all of you to participate. I want all of you to put your hands in front of the monitor like this. Now, slowly bring them closer together. Gently touch them. Move them apart. Now do that again, but faster, 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 faster. Stop. Thank you for the round of applause. And hi, it was truly magical for me. And hi, I'm Abhimanyu, and this is my icebreaker speech. So when I decided to give my icebreaker speech, I did what almost every one of us do. I Googled about it. And Google said, tell them about yourself. My initial reaction to this, oh, it's a piece of cake. I will do it in 15 or 20 minutes. So with much enthusiasm, I opened my laptop. I created a new Word document, named it The Best Icebreaker Ever, and started writing. But to my amusement, after every 15 to 20 lines, I was blank. Sometimes I felt it'll bore the audience. Sometimes it will not leave a good impression of me. So out of frustration, I pressed the backspace key. I pressed it so hard that the whole screen went white. The bright white screen was pushing me into the black hopelessness abyss. So frustrated and downhearted, I went to sleep. The very next morning, I was standing with a colleague. We were discussing something about work, but my hands were moving like this. It was irritating him. So he asked me to put my hands in my pocket. So I did. But now my legs are moving. It annoyed him. It annoyed him so much that he shouted, Abhimanyu, are you crazy? Can't you stand still? You are so restless. And then it struck me. I'm this guy who's always eager to move around, who always want to take on new challenges. So I decided, why not speak about this? So I went home, I began retrospection, and I discovered I was always like this. As a child also, I couldn't sit still. I was hovering around my house, breaking things, reassembling them, and creating menaces. I was also the youngest one in my family. Being the youngest one has its own disadvantages. Like Kedar said, you get the elder one clothes, you get the old books, and you get beaten a lot. But it also has its own perks. Like all the beating makes you shameless, and you are your grandparents' favorite. I did a lot of mischievous things as a child, and I usually get away with them. Sometimes I just blamed it on my big brother, and sometimes my puppy dog face was enough to get me out of it. But sometimes I get caught, especially when I did something that hurt the religious sentiment of my family. Let me share a story of me when I was 8 years old. I was probably in the 5th or 6th class, and two of my best friends were Muslim twins, Shajil and Nabil. One day they brought an egg omelette in their tiffin box. As soon as I saw it, I was immediately drawn to that white piece of fluffy goodness. But coming from a Hindu conservative family, we were not allowed to look at non-veg, let alone thinking of eating it. But my eager, restless, and mischievous mind was pushing me towards it. It was saying, Abhimanyu, if you try this, you will do the only thing no one in your family will ever do. So I did. I was so happy, so contented, not because of the taste was amazing, but because I did something rebellious that day. I went home with a wide smile on my face, but as soon as I reached my home, my smile disappeared. I saw my grandmother standing with a big stick, and behind her, there was a devil with an evil smile, my brother. The traitor has ratted me out. I was not allowed to enter home that day. I was made to strip down naked in front of the house, and my big brother, with an evil smile, gushed of water on me. It was a process of my Shuddhikaran. But after this all was over, I was not embarrassed, but more determined to do things that are unorthodox, atypical, things which people don't do but don't have a logical reason behind it. I don't know how you perceive me after this story, but my restlessness is my best quality. And yes, I have done many mistakes, things I regret, but it is only because of my failures that I know what success is. Even at my work, my eagerness to take on new challenges has earned me early promotion and appreciation. And most importantly, restlessness pushes me to be a better version of myself, to work on my shortcomings. It is the only reason that I'm standing right here and delivering my speech. To conclude my speech, I want to quote Thomas Alva Edison. Restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity to progress. Show me a satisfied man and I'll show you failure. Thank you all for listening to me, and go restless.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhimanyu. I think that was a very innovative speech, and you made us restless to know more about you in the Toastmasters journey. I mean, it's going to be really exciting to see here. So with this, I'll call upon next speaker in the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Dhruv, for his level 1 icebreaker speech. And I would like to invite the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sangram, for reading out his speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Sangram.
You're on
Sangram,
mute.
you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I will be the evaluator for Toastmaster Dhruv, who will be giving his first icebreaker speech. The title of this speech is "Good is Better Than Best." It reminds me a quote from one of the Toastmaster, which was in the last session. Good enough is not good enough if it can be better, and better is not good enough, it can be the best. So this completely contradictory of the title, and which I would be quite inquisitive to know much more about it. So the purpose of this speech is to understand the overall structure of the club and introduce himself to the club. The pathway is not yet decided by Dhruv. The speech timing will be 4 to 6 minutes. So all the best to you, Dhruv.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangram. Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep Jain. And I'm very confident I'll change your mind, Toastmaster Sangram. Hello, fellow esteemed guests and morning fellow Toastmasters. My name is Dhruv Shah, and my today's topic is good is better than best. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I've done my bachelor's and my master's from KPB Hinduja College. I live in a family of 3 with my mom and my brother, and I'm situated in Mira Road. Presently, I'm working in an FMCG company, mainly based for nutritional products. And I'm very keen and looking forward to learn and grow as much as I can in the field of finance. I love adding value to processes and contributing to a company's growth, and that's what keeps me going. Now, throughout my past, my present, and hopefully not in my future, there's one trait that has been always struck with me is that I've always been very, very indecisive. I remember as if it was yesterday that it was career day in my school, and the teacher went about the class asking everyone what they wanted to do with their life. Now, not all of us are as clear as Kedar, who knew that he was going to be an automobile engineer. Some of my friends said that they wanted to be a doctor, an astronaut, whatnot. But as she went about the classroom, asking everyone what they wanted to do in life, soon enough, those daunting fingers came pointing me, and I was clueless. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. So I echoed a common theme across the class that said, I wanted to be a CA because I'm good with economics and numbers, but that wasn't true at all. But just the activity of saying it loud in the class pushed me towards my decision and tried to embrace it. So I just went with the flow, and here I am. I am a chartered accountant, and that is, on an hindsight, one of the best decisions I've ever made, but also one of the least thought decisions I've ever made. Now I'm sure all of you must have a similar theme. We have to make decisions in everyday life, what we want to have for dinner, which movie do we want to watch, or where do we want to go on the weekend. I remember last week I was having lunch with my brother, and we were scrolling down Netflix to select what we want to watch for the day. We spent approx 15 to 20 minutes scrolling down on deciding a show that we actually finished our dinner, and we couldn't decide anything. So what I'm here saying is that sometimes we spend so much time on strategizing, contemplating, planning, and the best decision to take that we actually ignore the good decisions. We sit on our decisions for days, weeks, and months, and we forget to execute at all. Hence, what I'm saying is sometimes execution of the good decision is better than waiting for the best decisions to arrive, which may or may not come. So I hear what Kedar said, that he decided on being an automobile engineer, and he decided on pursuing his MBA. Now, if he would have waited for the best possible outcome, best possible decision he could have taken, he may have sat on that decision for months or years, and he might have never actually got the job offer from Goldman Sachs or yeah. So when I decided on becoming a chartered accountant and went with the flow, actually I focused on execution rather than deciding or strategizing my decision, which is why execution was better than contemplating the best decision. I hand over to you, Toastmaster Sandeep. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhruv. That was a so live example of psychological phenomena. I would say that you get the direction in one of those very unplanned discussion that you have, and that guides your life completely in a different direction altogether. You keep your words. That is a good thing. Even in that meeting, I mean, you made your life so great. Fantastic.
Thank you,
Toastmaster Dhruv. And with this, I would like to call upon our next speaker, Toastmaster Shreyansh, who will be delivering his icebreaker speech and the pathways, I guess, development, leadership development. So I'll I'll call upon his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Dhendra, for reading out his speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, all eminent guest speakers. Good morning, everyone. So today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Shreyansh Jain first icebreaker speech. I'm looking forward, and I congratulate him for this, for his first icebreaker speech. So the marble boy. Okay, I mean, I'm little novice in this is my first evaluation, and I'll try my level best to do justice with this role. And you have not mentioned your pathways for your evaluation speech and your speech timelines.
I have mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's leadership development.
Yeah.
Leadership development. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for the correction. And timer, please note the timelines for this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Over to you, Speaker Shreyansh Jain, for your first speech. All the best.
Okay, am I audible and visible?
So let me give Toastmaster Shreyansh. So let's put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Shreyansh for his icebreaker speech titled "Let's Go on a Roller Coaster Ride." Toastmaster Shreyansh, let's go on a roller coaster ride. Let's go on a roller coaster ride, Toastmaster Shreyansh.
Okay, so everyone is comparing lives on social media and wants the perfect body, perfect image, perfect outfit, and perfect life. We are striving for the word perfection. It is so unhealthy because
Sorry, Shreyansh, I could not hear you.
We lost you, Shreyansh.
Shreyansh, your visual.
Sorry.
Shreyansh, you were frozen.
I'll ask the timer to start the this timing again,
Yes,
and Shreyansh, you can please start your speech once again.
There was an internet problem from my side. Can I start it again?
Yes, please do.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Everyone is comparing lives on social media and wants the perfect body, perfect image, perfect outfit, and perfect life. We are striving for this word perfection. And it's so unhealthy because there's no such thing as perfection. Nothing is perfect in this world. Dear Toastmaster, fellow members, and guests, I, Jain, is wishing you a very good afternoon and hoping you are having a great weekend. Allow me to take you to a roller coaster ride of my life. Life is similar to roller coaster. Fun doesn't begin when you start. It comes when there are unexpected twists and turns, and of course, a 360-degree loop. Okay, so I would like to start with my childhood. As every roller coaster has a perfectly smooth start, likewise, mine also started with a caring and loving family. Along with my parents, grandparents, and sister, I had 8 aunts and uncles. And corollary to that, I had 15 plus cousins. And when we all meet up, you don't know, you can't imagine how much mischiefs we do together. And I spent most of my childhood with them. And I always waited for summer vacation to come so that all my relatives could come home, and I was waiting at how can I celebrate with them. Okay, so I think that childhood is the best part of our life. Childhood days are the golden days, which are far back gone and can never come back. There were no worries, there was no stress, I hardly cared about academic studies, and we were all exploring new things. I always wanted to go to new places. And more importantly, I was away from the filth of the worldly life. The days passed just like Gautam Adani is surpassing each and every billionaire on the Bloomberg's index list. And if I had a time machine, I would love to go back in time and relive and enjoy the moment again. Okay, now then there is this teenager phase when suddenly your hormones pumps up. It is the stage in one's life during which the person feels most insecure about his or her appearance. But I don't care enough. But I focus more on my studies on my 9th, 10th standard, and I scored 94% in ICSE. But there's again more to come. Now moving on to the second stage. This time the roller coaster tracks have 360-degree loops and some twists and turns. Okay. So teenager passed, and now we have to select a college, or we have to select a stream we want to go to. In India, it is not difficult to select the stream because society helps us in selecting the stream. For example, when I was selecting the stream, everyone came to me and said that, "Ki beta, here you will have to become an engineer first, and then you will decide what you will have to do with your life." Okay. So like all of my friends, I also got myself enrolled in an IIT JEE coaching classes, thinking that one day I will go in IIT, and after completing graduation, I will grab a 2 crore package. And after 1 year, I will be having a Mercedes behind my back. But life doesn't go as it always goes. And I have to do more hard work to achieve that. And I screwed up in my JEE, but I managed to score 95% in MSTCET, and I got a good college. And more importantly, I got my desired branch, which was computer engineering. In 12th, I thought that it will be last time I will be studying physics and chem because I hated theoretical subjects. I am a bit of a practical guy, but little did I know that in first year also have physics and chemistry. My interests were a bit inclined to coding, solving problems, and developing websites. But here it was again all theoretical same. Okay, now in second semester there was a subject called Professional Communication and Ethics, where in the lecture I was asked to give a 2-minute speech about myself. I was a complete novice in giving speeches in public. Of course, it was my first time. When I stepped on the stage, a chill went down my spine. I was so nervous, and my speech only lasted 45 seconds. It was so ashamed and disappointing for me. And after coming home, I gave a call to my Bua, Toastmaster Sarika, and tell her the situations. Then she told me to join this wonderful club. Here, when I saw all of you members, I saw that you are so supportive, you're so optimistic, and your communication skills are so next level. And as the youngest member of the club, I want to say that please keep guiding me and helping me, and whenever I get stuck. By concluding my speech, I want to say that life is like a roller coaster. If you are scared, and it is up to you that you are scared, you tuck your hands in, or you freely open your arms up in the air and enjoy it. Before ending the speech, I want to say that I don't have to be perfect at all things. I just want to be best version of myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreyansh, for that wonderful speech. I always felt you were a mischievous child, believe me, but thanks for the confirmation through this speech. And Bua has a lot of work to do. I'm very sure that she'll have a lot of advice to give you. So let's go to our next and the final icebreaker speech, which is by Toastmaster Shreyas. I'll invite his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Glenn, for reading out his speech objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Glenn.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Shreyas, like you just mentioned. So he's basically doing presentation mastery. That's his path. And it's an icebreaker speech. So that's 4 to 6 minutes. So thank you, and all the best to my speaker, Shreyas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Glenn. So life is spontaneous. So when I wake up this day in the morning from Vishal, I got a text from Vishal, so saying like, good luck for you, like for the icebreaking topic. So then I thought, okay, but I wasn't there in the first agenda for the pre-agenda thing. So I was like, okay, I might not be there. Then at the morning when I got the message, then Vishal sir convinced me, you know what, you can do it. So I just, okay, you know what, life is spontaneous, you can do it. Look, even if I go outside right now, I could give, let's say, a 5 minutes brief topic of myself, or I could give it's the same thing. So so I just, okay, I'll just go with it. So life is spontaneous. Why it is. So I did my engineering at Mangalore. So it has a good good and a bad thing. So good thing was like I was away from the Bombay. So it's like I was away from the civilization. So I have nothing to, let's say, what a civilization should do. It closes after 7 p.m. So everything was just like a Wild West, silent town. So it was kind of boring for me. Then at the same time, I got the role such as leadership role, like I could go anywhere. So at this point, if you give me a day ticket, just go any part of the world, or even in India, just go and come at the, let's say, out a day or two, and it would be for me, it's like an endurance test. I could go anywhere. So this feels like, okay, you know what, you're going out, you're just looking into it, you're just seeing new opportunity, new cities. So when I went to Kolkata, like for my visa thing, so it got rejected. So that's one of the reasons why I came. But the thing is that when I got sad because, I got my visa rejected. But at the same time, when I was talking with the people, there was this girl specifically, she lost her mother in the COVID-19, and she was like, okay, she was doing solo travel. I was in the hostel, so I was just talking with her. So she was like, yeah, she lost her mother, and she was just doing it fine. And I was like, I just lost my visa. For me, it's like devastating news. But for her, I couldn't even imagine that her mother like lost, and she was like, okay. So it was like talking to new people, talking to new, like going to the new cities, like especially Bengali culture. I just love it. Like it's a whole totally new culture from my native culture, such as South. So it was like, so life just goes take you where you want. So I just heard like the success of like what is a success. So resilience. So when I got my visa rejected, I was just devastated. Then I came back, took 2 or 3 weeks back, like break. Then I just remember what to do. So first thing I did is I will reapply my spring admission. So I just talked with them. Second was I will try my ZAT exam for XLRI or FMS in New Delhi for MBA. I always wanted to do. I don't know what to do. So my plan was doing engineering, work 2-3 years, then do MS in software engineering, which will help me to go into the tech sector, break in. Then after do an MBA, go into the corporate sector. But then I was like, okay, you know what? If I wanted to do, wanted to be in product management, why should I do the MS part? So I'm thinking, you know what? I will do the MBA. So right at this point, I'm studying XLRI. I'm giving aptitude test. I'm studying. I'm also applying for visa, like in spring admit. Then also I just joined an internship. So like after coming back from Kolkata, I just joined an internship. I'm just having web development. I'm just learning web development and also PHP. So also I could just leverage this into my work experience. So there was this one news that I got devastated because I worked hard. I just gave my GRE, I gave my TOEFL, I gave my LOR, I gave my SOP, but still I got failed. But then I just came here, took a few days, he just kind of he was like shocked. It's like, what to do? I wasted my 6 months and I think I just didn't get it. So after doing this, I just worked it. And also I enrolled in gym and also enrolled in Toastmaster. So maybe become better in my personal, my personal skill, not in like officially skills. So after doing all this, it's a journey. It's like if you just asked me even a year back or like even 6 months back, if I would be sitting here just talking like this, I wouldn't be even closely remote. It would be like deja vu. It could be a deja vu thing, but in real, I would be like no 0%. So it just takes you where you want, and you need to be prepared. Like hard work, I strongly believe like preparation is not worth it, but if you do the prepare work, like the thing is that once the opportunity, the success opportunity just comes here, and if you're prepared, then it's a good. If you're just preparing it, then you won't be getting it. So there was this article from Harvard. So it was just people were writing. So they were like, they were just enrolling for astronauts. So all the top notches from Air Force, Army, people were like fit. So, but there was only 2 spots. How do you know, like, how do you get the astronaut spot? So these people, it purely depends on luck, and you need to be in the right spot to grab the right opportunity, and that's what hard work is. For the right spot, you need to work hard. You need to be working hard. You need to be getting ahead. First of all, you need to start from this. So I believe the Toastmaster helps me, and yeah, I guess that's the spontaneity. Just go with it. Go with your life. There are bad things. There are good things, but you can't just stop it. Like okay, I just gave up. So when I got this message from WhatsApp message like best of luck, wish Shreyas for your Toastmaster. Even though yesterday I didn't even prepare any, let's say points, presentation, anything. But you know what? This is like a raw for me. This is where you speak. This is where you talk with people. And if I get the feedback like this is like I don't have any support. Like I didn't even wrote a point. This point I will speak. This point I will speak. This point. This is just from like experience point of view. So if I get this feedback, then it will be a very good thing. Like where am I going wrong? This will help me in visa interviews such as example. Like if you go to like let's say big MBA schools or any visa interviews, they will give the questions on the spot. You need to be prepared. Like you need to just say it on the front. So yeah, I mean I guess thank you Toastmaster Glenn for listening and everybody. Thank you. That's my case. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. That was a very energetic speech, and despite all the challenges that you face, in very short time you could at least prepare the speech and you could speak out. That was really nice. So I thank all the first-time speakers who have chosen the Toastmasters platform to take their public speaking capabilities and skill to the next level. A huge round of applause, please, to the fresh blood that we have here, the future of generation of the MSTC, having a lot of conviction and belief in themselves to do exceedingly well in their lives. So I'll request now Ajay Toastmaster Ajay for sharing the time qualification report, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandeep Jain. So let me give the report. Toastmaster Kedar, he took 5 minutes 50 seconds. Toastmaster Abhimanyu, he took 5 minutes 35 seconds. Toastmaster Dhruv, he took 4 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Shreyansh, he took 5 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Shreyash, he took 6 minutes 43 seconds. So out of 5, 4 are qualified, and Toastmaster Shreyas is disqualified. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. And it's time for the polls for the prepared speech. I'll request Toastmaster Vishal to launch the polls for the best prepared speech of the day. And we should get it on the screen in a moment.
Yes, just give me like 5 seconds.
Please take your time.
Yeah. You should have the polls now.
Is it done?
We have 6 more people yet to vote, so would urge everyone to cast your votes, please.
Please, yeah.
It's very neck to neck, and we still have about 5 more votes remaining. So urge everyone to cast their votes, please.
I can see only 4 of the options. So we have 5 speakers, right?
Yeah, I believe Shreyas unfortunately did not qualify as per timer, Ajay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so it's very neck to neck, and yeah, I think all votings are completed. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Thank you so much. So continuing with our theme, with the ingredients of success and happiness. So, every one of us wants to be a success, and generally what we understand from success, basically being successful, flaunting the lavish lifestyle or the large size car that you have or the exotic islands you travel or you're spending on the fancy clothes and all is, this is considered as a barometer in a society to measure one is successful or not normally. So this is an external facade, right? But probably in most of the cases, this may be illusion as well, chalawa. So we don't see the loan that this guy is taken from the bank actually, because, and because of which he has lost his peace of mind, the sense of awareness, sense of knowledge, and sense of personal fulfillment as well. We don't realize that. We only see what we see in the external, but internally there may be a different situation altogether. So I wanted to have a small interaction, of 10-15 minutes with everyone, but I think we are short on time. We don't have too much of time actually, but I would invite 1 or 2, guests basically to air out or to, speak on what is one thing that makes you happy. One of the guests, if you can please, Usha, Tanmay, Dipali, if one of you would like to try something on this. What is that one thing that makes you happy? Toastmaster Usha, you want to try?
Actually, I'm in traveling, so my voice will be disturbing. That's why I'm taking the silence.
Sure. No issues. Tanmay, would you like to attempt?
Hey, hi, Sandeep. Yeah, I would say learning and growing, that that generally makes me happy. Seeing myself grow each day, every day.
Okay.
That can be anything. I mean, acquiring any new skill or anything of that sort.
Fantastic. That is good. Dipali, you want to express your views on this? Something that you want to contribute? Fine. So thank you. So let's move on to the next topic that we have, which is a table topic session. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming our table topic master for today's session, Toastmaster Vishal K. Toastmaster Vishal K. And before we start, I would request Toastmaster Ajay for the timing guidelines for the table topic speeches, very briefly, if you can.
Yeah. Thank you so much, TMOD. So for table topic, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at the 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. For the table topic speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds. only on the upper side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon the table topic master. Over to you, TMOD, Sandeep.
So, table topic master, Toastmaster Vishal, over to you, please.
Yeah, thanks TMOD, Sandeep, and thanks everyone. So good morning all. And today we have seen some of the very fantastic prepared speech and the icebreaker speeches. But in real life, we don't have the luxury of giving such prepared speeches. For example, you might be in a meeting and your boss suddenly asks you about your opinion on something. Also, you might be asked to speak a few words at your family gathering or at a friend's farewell. How would you feel in that such situation? Uncomfortable, right? Yes. The ability to speak confidently and clearly without preparation is a very vital skill, and it comes with a practice. It is said that practice makes man perfect. At Toastmaster also, the table topic session helps you to practice impromptu speaking in a safe and a friendly environment. It gives you an opportunity to all those who haven't spoken during this meeting. Also, as the timer Ajay has already given the timing lines, we will start with the members. But today we will try, I have tried to align the topics with the theme of today, that is ingredient of success. Now, success. Success is a single word which has different meaning to different people. As TMOD Sandeep suggested, that it can be health, it can be happiness, it can be mental peace, money, and so on and so forth. Now let us see from all the club members what they feel about success. Today, we have a spinning wheel which will help the participant to choose their topic. Each participant would be given 2 chances to spin the wheel and select the number, and then finally select their topic. So without much ado and taking time, we will start the table topic session. Now let me, and people can, and members, team members can start and raise their hands for the session. And let me present my screen as well. So we see Dhruv, Raghav. So maybe we will start from Dhruv, and let me share my screen so that I can show the spinning wheel. So maybe Dhruv, you would be given 2 chances to select the number.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm spinning it for the first time. Yeah, so Dhruv, the number selected is 5. Are you going with this number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let me. So number 5. So the topic is, don't wait for opportunity, create it. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. TM Dhruv. You can start.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. This is a very perfect topic for me because this is what I spoke on today in my prepared speech. When we say don't wait for opportunity, it's like all our lives, many a times what we do is we keep waiting for the right opportunity to come to us. And sometimes we fail to realize that decisions are not what we plan they would be, but what we make of them. Sometimes you could go down a path and not realizing where it will lead to you, because we figure things out as we go on the way. and we realized that how beautiful it has been, and when we look back, we realized that when we started this path, we had no idea that we would come this far and we would gain so much from this path. So sometimes decisions are not about, making the best out of a decision, but it's how you execute it, and what you do of your decision is what is important. Hence, don't just wait for the right opportunity, right time, or the right position to arrive, but create the most of the decision you have made in your lives. Don't wait for the right job, but do the most of your right job. Don't wait for the best college. Go in the college and make the best of the opportunity you have. Hand over to you, Toastmaster Vishal. Thank you for this topic.
Thanks, Dhruv. It was really you remain to the topic, and yeah, that the main theme which you explained is that don't run behind the opportunity, but create it.
Yes.
And that makes you successful. One of the ingredient of success. Yeah. Thanks. Maybe I think we can take evaluator to Raghav, who had raised his hand.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Raghav. So let me go to my spinning wheel.
Yeah.
And let me let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
So we will start the spinning wheel. So the number is 10.
Yeah.
Are you happy with this number, or do you want to respin the wheel?
No, I'm happy with this number. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
The number is 10. Just 1 minute. Something has. The topic is success is walking from failure to another. The topic is success is walking from failure to failure. Toastmaster Raghav, over to you.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. The topic that is given to me, this is a particular quote from Winston Churchill, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And I am such a big fan of this particular quote. I remember reading about this because Churchill said, because in the World War II, when the Allied forces were losing and Axis were just winning, at that time, to encourage the morale of the Allied soldiers, he said this line, that success is from going from failure to failure. And trust me, when I was in the childhood, I thought that who talks about failure? We should always talk about successes, right? Because that's what we are born to do. We should always say successes. But as I grew up, maybe when I passed 10th standard or maybe 12th standard, I realized, okay, it's not all a bed of roses, because failure comes as frequently as successes. Maybe it's a 50% of failures and 50% successes. But how do I go ahead? Should I lose confidence? And I was starting to doubt myself. At that time, I thought, nevertheless, I should just keep trying. Whatever the result is, maybe it will be a failure, it will be a success, but I should not go. I should not lose myself. Then I read about this story about the spider who just keeps trying and keeps falling from the wall to make that particular web, right? And finally, he is able to crawl that wall with that in that web. So which really inspired. There's another quote which is really inspiring for me. And if I reflect on my personal, in my professional life also, I see that whatever I dreamed to become in my childhood, which was an IAS officer, but now I work in sales. And trust me, it's a totally U-turn for me, but I am quite happy. And even if I see my profession, I see that sales is not about you always, approach a client and you get the business. No, 90% of the time it's a failure. It's a rejection that you have to face. But 10% of the time when the sales actually comes, it makes it so much worthwhile of your effort, of your time, that it makes up for all the efforts that you put in. So I encourage each and every one of you, whenever you face failures or something in your life, never put yourself down, but just keep trying. Trust me, it is just failure and failure, which will ultimately give you the success, and it's worth it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thanks, TM Raghav. Very well said. And also the quote which you mentioned, it is of Winston Churchill, and also the example which you gave of a spider, which aptly went with the proverb. Thanks. So now we can have the next participant. I think we can go with Brijesh, who had also raised his hand. So maybe...
Yeah, Toastmaster Raghav.
So let me go on to the spinning wheel and let my daughter want to spin the wheel. So I will start the spinning.
Yeah, sure. So, Vishal, your screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So yeah, let my daughter spin the wheel.
When daughters spin the wheel, you're always lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number is 7. Do you want to go with this number?
Yeah, sure, Vishal. We'll go with number 7.
Okay. So the number, the proverb is, when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. The proverb is, when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Toastmaster Brijesh, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. So Shreya's, Vishal's daughter is here, to steal the spotlight. Like you tagged yourself as the youngest Toastmaster. She's here to, steal the spotlight from you. So yeah, coming back to my topic. So Toastmaster Vishal, like if I heard the topic correctly, when you get to a failure, remember why you started. Was that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah. So perfectly put, as Toastmaster Raghav talked about, Toastmaster Raghav as well as Toastmaster Dhruv. They talked about similar lines, right? Success is basically failure to failure. So how is that possible actually? Success is failure to failure. So when you fail, you don't stop. So success is like if you stop when you are failing, then that's over. But if you move on, you go back, you do introspect and check why did you fail or what could have went wrong, and then you manipulate those variables or change those variables, and come back again, put the same effort to achieve that very same goal. And yes, you will be better. Maybe you will still not be successful, but you will be better. Then you again go and make some changes, and eventually, you will reach your goal. So if you would have quit in the process, you would have not achieved that success. So as this quote states, every time basically you feel like quitting, you have failed. If you don't quit, you keep on moving, keep on putting those efforts, you will ultimately reach that goal. See, the idea you came on that path, you walked on that path was because you wanted to achieve something. Now halfway down the line, if you decide on quitting, will you reach that success? I remember Sachin Tendulkar, he had a tennis elbow injury. Had he not, had he quit then, like he already had a very good career behind him, right? If he would have already quit then, would he have come back again and scored a double century? The first player to do it in the ODIs? No, that wouldn't have happened. But he didn't quit, right? He knew why he had started. He wanted to end his career on a high, and there were still some aspirations left behind. So he didn't quit. He fought. He practiced, and then he again came back from the injury to achieve his success. So, and I think we at Toastmasters are doing the same thing. We want to become better public speakers. So instead of quitting, we every Sunday we come, we try and speak something so that we reach that goal which we have decided for ourselves. We don't quit. Yeah. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters Vishal.
Thanks, Brijesh, for explaining this topic and for also quoting the example of Sachin Tendulkar, wherein he reminded us why he started playing cricket. So now let us have the next participant. Maybe we can go with Dhirendra. So let me bring the spinning wheel.
Just begin. So I guess a timer was not visible for me, but I hope that's taken care going forward. Yeah. I guess there's some issue with the spotlight of timer because I was not able to see the timer. Yeah. Sorry for interruption. Yeah.
So now, Dhirendra, are you able to see my screen as well as timer screen?
Yes, TTM, I can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So
fine with the number.
So are you okay to go with this number?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we will go with
the last one.
Yeah.
So
the proverb.
Vishal, before you start, actually, I would like I would request the grammarian to please mention the word of the day once again, so that it is on the top of our mind.
Yeah. So maybe we can have grammarian describe the word novice again.
Novice. Okay.
Yeah, so novice, meaning of novice is for the person who is new to something.
Okay, thanks, grammarian. So now maybe I will explain the topic. So the topic is believing in yourself is the first step to success. TM Dhirendra, believing in yourself is the first step to success. Believing in yourself is the first step to success. TM Dhirendra, over to you.
Thank you, TM. Well, the proverb is very inspirational. Basically, it's something very integral inside all of us. Even if you are for any of the person who is going through any kind of ups and downs in his life, or have to take any important decisions, career, maybe their own personal decisions, maybe their marriage, anything. This proverb goes very well. If I compare this with my own experience, it's like I always believe in myself, that I could be a good public speaker. That sense of having that belief in yourself is that actually lays the foundation for every good thing that has to happen in your life. Whether even so, that initial sense of believing in yourself, that yes, you are the person who will determine yourself in achieving a particular goal in your life, an ambition in your life, or will it be it your ambitions or aspirations that you want to achieve in your life. This particular belief to have to take that first step is very crucial and integral, and that actually defines your road. That actually creates an integral roadmap to achieve what you actually want to achieve in your life. So with this, I end my TTM speech. Thank you so much.
Thanks, TM Dhirendra. Very well explained. Yeah. So in order to achieve your ambition or your goal, the first step would be to believe yourself. Thanks for your time. So maybe now we can go with speaker Abhimanyu, or maybe we can ask the timer if we do have more time to continue with table topics, as we have many hands raised. So so maybe we can go with speaker Abhimanyu.
Yeah.
So
Hi, Vishal.
Yeah, hi Abhimanyu. Let me spin the spinner wheel for you. Yeah. So are you okay to go with 12, or do you want to spin one more time?
It's really fun and interactive. So just spin it one more time for me.
Hey, thank you. So spin it one more time for him. Spin it. Thank you. So we will go on to the topic. So the topic is don't count the days, make the days count. Don't count the days, make the days count. TM Abhimanyu, over to you.
Don't count the days, make the days count. It means if you are truly passionate about something, then don't think how long it will take for you to reach that final goal of yours. And make every possible minute, every possible second count. Because that's what true passion is all about. If you are really passionate about something, just go for it. Don't worry about the obstacles. Like Toastmaster Sarika mentioned earlier, if Bill Gates had thought about the failure that he experienced in his first company, he was not able to start Microsoft. And we won't have such a good innovation. So yes, don't count the days. Because if you count the days, you are not really passionate about something. You just want it to get over. So thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, TM Abhimanyu. And yeah, definitely. If you have a passion, you don't need to count the days to achieve it, but you have to strive each and every other day to work towards it to achieve your passion. Thanks. So before continuing, maybe we can ask the TMOD if we have still time to take some more options, as we have many hands raised.
I think Vishal, we need to rush because we have so many evaluations also to be done. So let's.
Yes, in the interest of time, yeah, let's move forward. Yeah.
Let's move
Thank
forward.
you.
So it was a very energetic session, and everyone contributed to the session so well, enthusiastically. Thank you, Vishal, for thinking this out. This was a very innovative platform that you used, and you held this so well. So I'll ask the timer, Toastmaster Ajay, for the timing qualification report, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmasters Sandeep. So for the table topic sessions, Toastmaster Dhruv, he took 1 minute 42 seconds. Toastmaster Raghav, he took 2 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Brijesh, he took 3 minutes. Toastmaster Dhirendra, he took 1 minute 39 seconds. And Toastmaster Abhimanyu, he took 1 minute 8 seconds. So out of 5, 4 are qualified, and Toastmaster Brijesh is disqualified. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. It's time for the polls for the best table topic speech. So I'll request Vishal to please launch the polls, and we'll just see.
Sorry, you said
Yes,
Toastmaster Brijesh is not qualified, right?
No. Yeah, Toastmaster Brijesh is not qualified.
I think Brijesh couldn't see the screen. He did mention, right?
But
Brijesh? Okay.
It is in the background. They're not spotlighting me. That's the reason that he did not see.
Yeah, but that's completely fine. I guess. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll close the voting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. So coming back to the ingredients of happiness, so I'll rush basically, since we don't have too much of time, actually evaluations also need to be done. So I'll just open the PPT that I was sharing. so that we can conclude this logically. Not able to. Just let me know if you're able to see. You're able to see, all of you?
Yes, Sandeep.
Yes. So once you identify the missing pieces and you need to start working, to have that balance of influence in the life. And the 10 action points I would like to share with you, which are working for me personally, and these are all proven methods for through many years of deep research and in the field by the leading authorities on success and personal development. So writing goal card, drawing a vision board, use Tesla method to do this. I know it's going to be very, very broad and level 5 kind of a thing because we don't have time. Time management method, which is like use your time productively and on activities that really helps you realize your worthy ideal. Time tracking sheet also needs to be maintained. Actually, I've got the tool, I've got the template if somebody wants. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. So spend your time seeing you just study your, where you're spending your time actually and use it productively. Daily affirmation and visualization is going to work wonderfully well. It has worked for me. Visualize what you want to achieve, where you want to go actually, and see it actually on a mental picture. That's going to really help. Deep meditation, absolutely Vipassana. For me, it is working for the last 12 years. For you also, it might work. Try out any other method. It's not Vipassana, but try out some meditation technique. Practice self-hypnosis. Obviously, if you have any negative self-belief, or if you want to, eliminate some bad memories of your past, actually, which will help you grow in your future, do that, please. It's a good method. Practice self-hypnosis, or maybe go for NLP as well, neuro-linguistic programming. That is also fantastic. I want to learn that, and I have my classes actually starting next month. And these things really energize your mind. Do physical exercises, 40 minutes a day. Do even walk for 40 minutes. That is also fine. Mood regulation is a very important thing. The way we are leading our lives together, every day our mood is like dependent on what a boss said, what a wife said, what somebody said while we're traveling on train. It's so important to control our mood, and just assess where your mood is lying. It's with zone: high energy, low energy, high happiness, low happiness, and then with the mood meter matrix, actually try to understand what is the trigger point why your mood is actually behaving the way you're behaving, and then you have to apply some patterns, some maybe some methods, tools, or techniques like the breathing pattern, or maybe 5-second rule. For example, you will not react or respond for 5 seconds if somebody said something. Just wait for 5 seconds and respond. There are so many methods actually. Habit mastery: remove your bad habits and introduce good habit. Start with mini habits. I know it's going to be tough. Start with mini habits, continue for 21 days, and you'll find that it has registered in your subconscious mind after 21 days, and you will find amazing results. That becomes a part of your life forever. And this is what you want. And then get your, the attitude of procrastination out of your way completely. Do it now. Have the attitude of doing it now, absolutely. And then practice mindfulness in whatever activity you do, even eating mindfulness, or sleeping, eating mindfulness, or walking mindfulness. When you're walking, just seeing on the ground and walk. Don't think about anything else. When you're eating, just practice the gratitude, law. Basically, you whatever food you're getting, you pay gratitude for that. And when you eat, actually, you don't speak. You just focus on your food. Those things you have to practice. You have to practice mindfulness in just everything. Even listening, when you're listening, listen very intently and carefully to what other persons are saying, because you have to respect the other person's time and energy. They have some expectations. When you listen to them, respond, energetically and with whatever, intensity you want. So mindfulness in every activity is very, very important. Just think through this, how mindfulness can really help. So I can, keep on explaining these concepts, like it's like huge topic, and there are 50 other solutions you can find and research and master yourself, and with the help of some self-management and effective personal productivity techniques, is going to all help. So finally we come to the last section, which is the evaluation. I'll stop sharing my screen, and I'll invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta, for giving the constructive feedback to all the speakers and also about the overall meeting conduct. So that we become better speakers and become better evaluators. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Sandeep. So good afternoon, everyone. And as a GE, it is my responsibility to evaluate the overall meetings and each and every role player today. So today, basically, I'll be going through what are the things we did well and that we should continue, and what are the things that we need to do better and we can ace it in the coming meetings. So before we start off this section with our speech evaluations, and for that, I would like to call upon the timer first to give the guidelines of the speech evaluations. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you so much, GE. So for the speech evaluations, we have green card indicates 2 minutes. Yellow card I will present 2 to 30 seconds, and red card I will present in 3 minutes. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. We'll just, Toastmaster Rakesh, I know you are the first evaluator. However, just a slight change. Toastmaster Glenn has got some urgent stuff, so he would like to give his evaluation first. So if you may allow, I think we'll go ahead with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. So to evaluate our fifth speaker, Toastmaster Shreyas, we have Toastmaster Glenn. So Toastmaster Glenn, evaluation for Shreyas. Toastmaster Glenn, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. And thank you, Toastmaster Rakesh, as well, for allowing that. So I'll go ahead and give you the evaluation for my speaker. Now, Toastmaster Shreyas, I think the topic, obviously an icebreaker speech. And as far as I can remember, this is the first time I've ever seen someone do an icebreaker as an extempo speech. So the ability for you to go out and do that, I think speaks volumes about your confidence, right? Because for someone to just come out and give an icebreaker speech, I think that itself is kind of creates a lot of anxiety and things like that. But you just came out here, you went with the flow, and that's what the title of your speech also said, right? Life is spontaneous, and the entire speech was very true to that. So kudos to that. I think that was a job well done, if I'm going to talk about it from that angle, right? There are some things that I would definitely like to go about and add, and we will start with the very beginning. So actually, when I was, telling you what the evaluation is all about, I was handing it back to the TMOD of the day, which was Toastmaster Sandeep, who would normally go about and, tell us what the title is, and then with your name, and then that's when you go about and you start your speech, right? So that was rule number one. Then when we talk about the actual speech, let's talk a little bit about the Toastmaster session itself, okay? So if I'm going to talk about Toastmasters, it's divided into 3 different segments, right? The first one being prepared speeches, and there's a reason why it's called prepared speeches, because you're supposed to prepare for it, right? I know that you're looking at developing your extempo skills, and for that we have the table topic session, which allows you to think on your feet and talk, right? Which is what you do in the interviews. But when I'm looking at a prepared speech, you would ideally go about and write your speech, right? Then you present it after a lot of practice. And here at Toastmasters, you also have something that's called the mentors, which are available, right? And that would have been provided to you by the VP Education. If it's not already done, please reach out. You can actually have the VP Education help you with tips, read your speech, and to some extent, they would be even okay to probably listen to it when they are available. The point that I'm trying to make here is that if it's a prepared speech, then we should make use of all these facilities that we have here, so that in the event, whenever you have to deliver an extempo speech, okay, it helps you. Now, you spoke a lot about a lot of different things, about a little bit about your college, a little bit about your leadership. You spoke about your friend's loss. You spoke about the visa issues. And lastly, I think it all comes down to your resilience, which you mentioned. that you're back here at Toastmasters and you're trying to improve. So again, we see that, we acknowledge that, and I think that's great. My only recommendation for you is, like, in your next speech, let's try and work as a prepared speech, okay, and maybe just focus a little bit on lowering your rate of speech. I think that would help go a long way. Being an icebreaker speech, while you did say everything, I think they should have been a little more, if it was truly prepared, it would have been really, we would have seen that sequence, and that's what I think was missing here. But overall, good job, and back to you, TMOD. Sorry, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Glenn, for that detailed feedback for Toastmaster Shreya's speech. Thank you so much. Next, we'll go in sequence now for our first prepared speaker, who was Toastmaster Kedar. And for his evaluation, we have Toastmaster Rakesh. So Toastmaster Rakesh, over to you.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so I will be evaluating today the prepared speaker, Toastmaster Kedar, who was the first speaker. And the topic that he started, this was his first icebreaker, which is great. And the topic that he started was, where do I begin? I mean, as the topic itself says, that where does he begin, about himself. So obviously he started with his likes and dislikes, basically how he bounced back, from being a last bencher for somebody who's not being, good at maths, to somebody who's excelling in that particular subject, doing a CFA, and then bouncing from John Dill's Extra, being an investment banker. So a lot of facets were compiled by him and told to us. So we pretty much got an estimate of what he is as a person. So if I can summarize what he excelled at is, I feel Toastmaster Kedar is a very ambiversive and a very intellectual speaker. The theme of the speaker, the theme of the speech was very concise and very well maintained and structured, because as he segued from one interest, hobbies, into his personal life to professional life, so a series of events and sequencing was very well maintained. Another thing which I was very impressed with is basically he added a lot of dry humor, a lot of humor where he depreciated himself and spoke, which very few people can do, right? Because people always like to speak high of themselves. And so he maintained the highs and the lows like a sine wave, which is something which I appreciated a lot. And definitely, I wouldn't call him a novice speaker. I would call him a very well-educated speaker. That is one. What I would like to sort of change is, I felt that the tone of the speech was very monotonous, and the gaze that he maintained with the entire audience was not, I feel, up to the mark. Obviously, giving him the benefit of the doubt because this is his first speech, and he could have created a little more arousal and curiosity by pausing more and asking more questions to the audience to reciprocate that particular response, right? And also something which I would like to change is, I felt that it was very monotonous, and there could have been a lot of voice modulation and changes in tone and gestures that could have added a little more fire to this particular speech. And yes, adding a little more emotions obviously helps. While the structure of the speech was excellent, but if it had added a little more emotions, it would have been definitely a hallmark icebreaker speech. But kudos to you, Toastmaster Kedar, and fantastic. Keep up the good work. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you so much, Rakesh, for that wonderful feedback for Toastmaster Kedar. And yeah, next we move on with our next speaker, was Toastmaster Abhimanyu, and his evaluator, Toastmaster Raghav. So Toastmaster Raghav, over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vishal. What an innovative and honest icebreaker speech by Toastmaster Abhimanyu we saw today. I like the way you started the speech. While giving a speech, it's always important to get the audience's attention in the first 30 seconds. And you made a very good use of the first 30 seconds of time by a very humorous, making us clap ourselves, right? It was an amazing way to catch the attention. Then you talked about how you went about writing your icebreaker speech. Examples of Googling about icebreaker, interaction with your colleague, how you were moving your hands and legs. Then you very skillfully introduced the theme of your speech, which is restlessness. People who are ambitious, I believe all the people in Toastmasters that we are attending here today, we all to some extent are we can very much relate to the topic. We are very much restless about successes, how we can improve ourselves. So it could resonate with the people really well who are present in a meeting today. Now, restless people are very hardworking. They have sleepless nights dreaming about their future. And I could see that while you were delivering your speech also, I could see that a bit of restlessness. Maybe it's because of your first speech as well. But Toastmaster Abhimanyu, although you're a novice at Toastmasters, but you don't seem like a novice to public speaking at all. Trust me, while you were giving the speech, your body language was very, very confident. You showed very good hand gestures, the body movement. You were standing. That's the part I liked about most. A lot of speakers we saw were sitting. It's kind of expected that you'd sit up, stand up and give your speech. And this was your first speech, and you did that thing. I really thank you for that. Yeah. So the objective of an icebreaker speech is to introduce yourself to the group and to understand the basic structure of a public speech. And you have successfully completed in both those objectives. Now, suggestion wise, I don't have much, but a few suggestions I would give you anyway, since you already know overall structure, how you can excel more. Asking a few questions to the audience. For example, when you were narrating that story about delicious food that your friends were brought to college or school, you could have said, "What do you think I did?" Yeah, you're right. I actually had that food and I felt so good about it. It kind of brought out that rebellious. First time I saw a rebel in me. And use a bit of a voice modulation. If you use that voice modulation, and it will really make your speech more impactful. And lastly, you started the speech with a very high energy, but kind of it dropped a bit while the speech progressed. Try to maintain a very consistent energy throughout your speech, and use a bit of pauses in between while you give your speech. Yeah, so I would like to see more speeches from you in coming days in Toastmasters. And lastly, I'll conclude by a speech from Abdul Kalam. Dream is not what you see in sleep. Dream is something that doesn't let you speak. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghav, for that wonderful and detailed speech evaluation for Toastmaster Abhimanyu. Next, we have Toastmaster Sangram, who will be giving evaluation for Toastmaster Dhruv. So Toastmaster Sangram, over to you. You're on mute, Sangram.
Thank you, General Evaluator Vishal. Okay, Toastmaster Dhruv, the first icebreaker speech. I mean, I didn't find that you are novice when it came to the icebreaker speech. Most of the time it happens, someone who's doing it for the first time will quite have a nervousness, or maybe he has a butterflies in his stomach, but that was something which was not on your face. He was completely confident, poised and calm. Your topic or title which says, good enough is better than the best. And you had given an example about how you you took one decision and you stick to it, you become a CA, and that's an achievement of your life. That's something which is a great part about your the achievement in terms of whatever you decided, you achieved it. The speech, like overall, I saw that the volume of the speech, like volume or the speed with which you was explained, it is, I mean, it was very well understood by everyone. You kept the audience engaged. And then other thing which I observe about your speech is you always have a smile on your face. That is very important. It looks like you are quite friendly when it comes to talking to the audience. And then one thing I would like to talk about the content of the speech. You took 4 minutes and 9 seconds, okay? And you talked about your one decision, how it helped you to achieve what you wanted. But what I would like to know about is, I would love to know about is that was there any struggle to achieve when you set up your goal? Life is not easy as it looks like. There are a lot of things which does not turn out the way you hope, and that's how the cookie crumbles. You need to you could have added an experience where you could that would have given an insight about what green ingredients you have used to achieve the success. Probably the patience or the attitude. It plays an important role when it comes to achieve your goal in your life. Life is attitude is more about your attitude towards life or determines the life's attitude towards you. Okay, that's one thing which could have added. Otherwise, it's completely content-wise. That's something which I found. About the body language, what I thought is, maybe we have not adjusted your screen properly. I was not able to see the hand gestures, which is quite important when it comes to the body language. The second thing which I observe is about the eye contact. I somehow find that the eye contact was maybe I'm just watching from my mobile. Probably I was maybe, and you may be watching from your the entire screen where you can see everyone and probably you were looking at them. But what I found is that you're a bit of eye contact, which you can really work upon. It's not that difficult right now. Just have to concentrate on the screen, which will definitely help you on the when it comes to the eye contact. Overall, I found your speech flawless. I think there was the good usage of language, and would like to see many more speeches from you. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangram, for such a good analysis of Toastmaster Dhruv's speech. So that was really good. And last but not the least, we move to our evaluator, Toastmaster Dhirendra, who will give the evaluation for Toastmaster Shreyans. So, Toastmaster Dhirendra, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Vishal. Shreyansh, your topic, Life is a Roller Coaster, as an icebreaker speech was delivered fantastically. I was very amazed and I was very surprised to see you delivering your first icebreaker speech at such a high note. And I congratulate you for that. And I highly encourage you to, just deliver more speeches. Coming back to your speech as a feedback, I could relate your first thing I want to tell you is that we share a common DNA of being a technologist. I also come from an engineering background, so I can relate each and every smaller and bigger mistakes that you have committed in your life, and you have actually given us 360-degree view of your life, how you have lived it thoroughly, starting from your childhood to your teenager, and then entering into your college life, and all that phases. You really articulated it very well. One thing about your speech which I like is you delivered a very promising message, is that you should always strive to be the best version of your life. So that is something very inspiring and very innovative, and that is something very inspiring and very I would say very good thing that you have actually brought up with the icebreaker speech, which I actually liked about it. Your body gestures, your constant smile on your face was actually very promising, and it was very enduring to see you deliver that speech. So I was very happy, and so as an evaluator also, I'm evaluating my first speaker, so I may not be 100% correct in the evaluation, and please forgive me for that, but I am trying to do justice to my job. So life is a roller coaster. Absolutely, you were spot on. You delivered really well. One feedback which I think I would like to give you is you can go little slow while during your narration. I felt that it was little fast forwarded. and I felt that it could have been a little more. Maybe how should I say it? Maybe you must have got it. What I wanted to say is that is the only feedback which I have for you, and that's all. That's all from my side. Feedback.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhirendra, for that really detailed first evaluation. Really good job done. Actually, I would like to take a moment and give a standing ovation to all our prepared our icebreaker speakers today. So fantastic job by each and everyone. So kudos, and you guys have all broken the ice, and the only way is up now. So wish you all the very best in your future speeches in our club and at Toastmasters. And I think the word novice now will no longer be applicable, because you guys have already crossed that stage now. And actually even for me, because this is my very first general evaluation as well. So all right, so with that, I would like to call upon the timer to quickly share the timing report of the evaluators.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vishal. I totally agree with you. The session is not novice, but it is a professional session. We conduct it fantastically. I mean, all the speeches is very good. So let me give the speech evaluations report. Toastmaster Glenn, he took 3 minutes 53 seconds. Toastmaster Rakesh, he took 2 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster Raghav, he took 3 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Shangram, he took 3 minutes 22 seconds. And Toastmaster Dhirendra, he took 2 minutes 55 seconds. So out of 5, 4 are qualified. Toastmaster Glenn is disqualified. Yeah, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. And I'm just going to quickly launch the polls now that you should get on your screen. So I'll give everyone 30 seconds to cast your votes. Okay, thank you everyone. We have received all the voting, so I'll end the poll now. And yes, I would like to go through the overall evaluation of our meeting today. I know we are almost running behind on time because of this amazing session that we've had, but yeah, just a few takeaways and pointers from my side, which are
Vishal,
oh,
you have to
yes.
call our accountant Grammarian first.
Oh yes, you are right. So yes, I'm really sorry I missed that. So thanks Adhika for reminding. So yes, I believe Toastmaster, the timer report has already been done. So now I'll call upon the R counter, which is Toastmaster.
Yes.
Toastmaster
Pragyansh.
Pragyansh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Pragyansh, yeah, over to you.
So yeah, it was an awesome session, and I tried my best to keep up with this by counting all the crutches sounds and filler words. So I made a Excel sheet. So if I can share it.
Sure.
Just a second. So so is this visible?
Yes, we can see it.
So let me say that first of all, long pause, I didn't see any long pause. So there was no long pause. And in a later stage, I realized that many of us use repeated words, which for some reason I didn't use in this column. So I should have used that. But overall, this was the table. So TM Sarika used just one filler word. That's all can, that's all. And after that, TM Brijesh used 5 plus crush word, filler words 3, filler phrases 1. TM Sandeep, you use 5 plus just because you were TMOD. I think that's all right. And overall 14 plus. such mistakes. And TM Kedar used 2 crutch words, crutch sounds, 3 filler words, and 3 filler phrases. TM Abhimanyu used 2 crutch sounds and 2 filler words. TM Dhruv used 4 crutch sounds, 2 filler words, and 2 filler phrases. TM Shreyansh used 5 plus crutch sounds and 4 filler words. I added remark that he used several words repeatedly. And TM Shreyansh, because he was spontaneous, he used several crutch words and filler phrases. Also, TM Vishal K, he used 5 plus crutch sounds and 2 filler words and 1 filler phrase. TM Ajay, he used 5 plus crutch sounds, 2 filler words, 2 filler phrase. Grammarian TM Deepak, he used 5 plus crutch sounds and 1 filler word. TM Vishal Mehta, you used 5 plus crutch sounds and 2 filler words. TM Rajesh used 4 crutch sounds, 2 filler words, and 3 filler phrases. TM Raghav used 4 crutch sounds, 2 filler words, 3 filler phrase. TM Sangram used 5 plus crutch sounds, 2 filler words, and 3 filler phrases. TM Dhiren used 5 plus crutch sounds, 5 filler words, and 5 plus filler phrases. And TM Glenn used 5 crutch sounds, 2 filler words, and 1 filler phrases. And guest Tanmay used 1 crutch sounds and 1 filler phrase. I will share this in our WhatsApp group for you. Everybody can see it also.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragyansh, for the detailed counter report. Next, we move on to our grammarian for the grammarian report of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is the grammarian report, and total 6 people have used the word of the day. So I'll go first from the good word. So Kedar has used 1 phrasal word, which is took up, and 1 idiom, which is between and. Most of the people, when use combination, then they make mistake and they don't use correctly, but he has done the good job. Manu has used 2 good words, amusement and introspection. Dhruv has used word contemplate, and his pronunciation was really great. Shreyansh has used 4 good words, fill, stream, and toast, and optimistic. And he has used the word of the day also. Dhiren has used 3 good words, fantastic, 360-degree view, enduring. And he has used word of the day for time. Shreyas has used 3 good words, spontaneous, devastate, and deja vu. Vilas K has used good word, ado. RK has used 3 good words, arousal, monotonous, and gesture, and he has pronounced it correctly. And he has used word of the day 1 time. Then Raghav had also used 3 good words, gesture, modulation, and 1 quote from APJ he has used. And he has used word of the day 1 time. Sangram has used word of the day 1 time. Vilas M and Ajay also used word of the day 1 time. There are some correction, and means I am not to say correction, but some recommendation which I have suggested. So when we refer human being, so in that case, in that pronoun, we should not use which, we should use who, which is used for the materialistic thing like places. And for example, we don't use word like, we try to use word such as. And while narrating story, we try to use the past tense. And there are other good words also like would have been, and must have been. They are the good things people or Toastmasters colleague have used. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for the wonderful grammarian report. All right, so now we'll quickly do the polling for the best auxiliary role player as well. So you'll just get the polling on your screen. Okay, thank you, everyone. I believe the voting is done, so I'll end the polls now. Okay, all right. So coming back to the general evaluation for the meeting. So firstly, yeah, thank you, Sarika. I almost sort of forgot there to get the tag team report, but thank you so much for intervening there. And yeah, so starting off with the SAR role, Toastmaster Brijesh, we started off pretty much bang on time at 11 a.m. So that was like really good. And we really started off the meeting with a really good enthusiasm and a really good spirit to really kickstart the meeting, which I found was really good. We also included like a couple of quotes, which also is a really good thing to kind of like, include in our meetings. You stated the objectives of the meeting, objectives of not objectives, the mission of the Toastmasters meetings are pretty well, and you explain the guidelines since we are in the online Zoom environment as well, like in a very systematic manner. I believe all the points were covered. I really did not find any glitches. So like, wonderful job done there by you, Toastmaster Brijesh. Next was a presiding officer. As always, Toastmaster Sarika does a really wonderful job of like, opening the meeting and welcoming the guests and getting them introduced in the meeting. So as usual, Sarika, you're like pretty flawless. You are pretty much mastered this. So like nothing really, no any comments from my side, and like, great job there. So that was really good on the presiding officer as well. The next was the tag team, the timer, Toastmaster Ajay. So I believe Toastmaster Ajay is also like pretty seasoned now, and he also did his job like really well. Like everything was like spot on, like, sharing the timer cards, the color cards, I think, when he was giving his guidelines that were clearly visible. And then he also conducted the transitions of his the timing cards during each and every speech was also done really well. I mean, I've done it, so I know it's really difficult to kind of click that at every 30 seconds or 1 minute. But really kudos to you, Toastmaster Ajay, for executing it flawlessly. So good job to you as well, Toastmaster Ajay. Next tag team member, our counter, Toastmaster Pragyansh. So I know it was like your first time doing the counter role as well. So really good job that you've done as well. And you also explained the guidelines pretty well, like pretty comprehensive. And also at the end, it was really good that you shared your screen and, you showed it to everyone, like, how they did. Just one small suggestion is what we normally do is for anyone who's done like, any more than 5 crutch words, maybe you should just mention 5+, because I saw like 11+, 15+ and everything. So if you mention 5+, they'll automatically get the idea that maybe they need to improve in that particular area. So just a small suggestion from my side. Otherwise, like really good job done on the R counter. Next, we come down to the grammarian Toastmaster Deepak. So yes, Deepak is also like pretty like good now in doing the tag roles, as he's done quite a few in the past. But he's really done justice on his grammarian role as well. I think initially I did feel there was a bit of a hiccup in terms of your camera because we could not really see you. But I think after like a few seconds that your video got on, and after that we were able to see you. And you as well explained the grammarian guidelines pretty well, and your report was also really comprehensive, and we all were able to see what good usage of grammar was done in this meeting and what we could improve upon in the future as well. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Deepak, on that. Then we have our table topic master, Toastmaster Vishal Khanvilkar. So yeah, I really like the fact that he also involved his daughter, which is pretty unique. So I mean, it's kind of impromptu, right? Because we can't really stop these kind of things, and maybe asking her to maybe just go away would not have maybe disturbed his mood or sentiments as well. But it was really taken really well, and yeah, he just included his daughter as well in spinning the wheel. So I thought that was like really good thinking on the feet, and I believe the topics and the way you executed it with the wheel and like having the number and then the number was linked to a question. So that was also done pretty well. So a good job on that, Toastmaster Vishal. And the next, I think the Zoom master I would like to give, which was actually me only. So I know there was a bit of few glitches that we saw with Zoom. I was just trying to do a lot of things here and there, also trying to make notes. So my extreme apologies for on the glitches on Zoom platform today. And of course, last but not the least, our Toastmaster of the day. Wow, Toastmaster Sandeep, you really rocked it today. What an amazing theme that you have. And honestly, I felt that you just woken up and you just delivered this, because you are so good in coming up with all these things which are related to the mind, success, game, and everything. So the way you really made the presentation, and right from the word go, you made it extremely engaging, right? You really mentioned the theme of the day, and then you shared your presentation, and everything was mentioned step by step on what you need to do. You actually listed the 7 ingredients which are actually required for success, and really like the quality of each and every point that you made was so good. And I believe that everyone really has at least one point to take away, if not all. It would be really good if everyone can implement each and everything, but I would strongly recommend from my side, at least start implementing from one point. If not, some of you might already be ahead in the game, so those people are like really good. But yeah, it was like really eye-opener even for me, because some of the things, they are so basic, even we know, but it's just sometimes we feel, yeah, I'll do it later, you know how it is, right? So but fantastic job, Toastmaster Sandeep. I know it must have really taken you some time to prepare those slides and everything, but yeah, I mean, nothing really. I think you really mentioned the core values which are required for anyone to be successful, and which is what the key ingredient is. And I hope that everyone is able to utilize that in their life in some way or the other. So, I mean, again, it's my first time doing the general evaluation. So oh, and of course, on all our speakers, I mean, the icebreakers was fantastic. All the speakers gave their 100%. We could see that everyone did so wonderfully well, and really kudos. And I would still like to applaud each and every icebreaker speaker, as well as their evaluators. I think the evaluation was also done on point. I believe Rakesh, he did it wonderfully well, very detailed analysis. Even Toastmaster Raghav, he's pretty seasoned, so he's great as usual. Then we had Toastmaster Sangram also did it beautifully, and especially Toastmaster Dhirendra. I know he was pinging me should I'm feeling very nervous. I just told him, just go for it, man. You'll rock it. And Dhirendra, you really did it well. So I think you also did a fantastic job. And of course, our very seasoned Toastmaster Glenn, who had to leave the meeting, he also did a great job in giving the evaluation for Shreya's with. And Shreya's, extreme apologies for you. I did not really want to push you so much, but I believe you took it in the right spirit. And next time, if you're not comfortable, just let me know. I was trying to encourage you, and please don't take it very seriously or something. If you'd like to repeat your icebreaker, I'm totally fine with it, and totally leave it to you if you really want to repeat it. But I think overall it was an absolute pleasure to be the general evaluator for the very first time. And my apologies if I may have missed anything. So I'll definitely try to improve in my upcoming meetings as well. So with this, I would like to hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day if he has any closing remarks related to the theme before we take it to the presiding officer. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. I mean, it has been a detailed analysis, and you have shared it very constructively with all the participants, and there's so many takeaways for improvement. Really wonderful. And thanks to all the newcomers as well. Like you have set a mark here, and I'm sure you're going to touch new heights. Being associated to the MSTC, that's really good. So we are at the end of the meeting, and just I think one pose left for the big three. Vishal?
Yes, I'm just launching it now, so you should have it on your screen.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Okay, I believe voting is done, so we are good with that. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I think just you need to just closing remarks is nothing but only if you want to improve. Basically, action is the only thing that goes along with it. Like you need to take action, small steps, massive action. It all depends on how you take your life is very important. For me, it has worked actually. So I would like you to take some action. Maybe you can learn from the slides that I've shared. I think some people have requested for the slides to be shared. I'll share it, on WhatsApp, or maybe I can share it after the session, Vishal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, fine. So I'll hand over the session to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sarika, for the closing remarks, and in the meantime, we can prepare the certificates. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was such an amazing meeting. Actually, it was a novice meeting, I really thought, but it was all the role players, the evaluators, the speakers, everybody was a novice speaker, public speaker evaluator, TMOD, GE, but they were all so professional. I mean, it just didn't sound like they were taking up for the first time. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to each and every speech, in fact. And I know it's 1:30, there are butterflies in your tummy. So I'll just quickly go to Shailendra, our area director, for his remarks and maybe, some tips. How did you like about the meeting and any suggestions? And then we'll just quickly go to the award section and close the meeting.
Thank you, President Sarika, for inviting me. First of all, it's a privilege and a great pleasure to visit a strong club like Mumbai Speakers. So this is the first time I am here. Apologize because there is issue with the power. So now what I found is this club is a very strong club, and again there is a great potential which I see here today. That was shown here when we had 5 speakers and everybody doing their best, because arranging a Toastmaster meeting is not a kid's job, and it requires a lot of hard work behind the scene as well. And when you come here, then you show that what you have done already and what you have learned. So that's a great thing. As a area, so I'm on a area director visit, and I have noted out some of the points which I'll definitely share with the president and the VP after the meeting. But it was great to be a part of this meeting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wish to keep coming here, and I would also like to join you when you are doing your physical meeting. So please invite me there as well. And I thank everyone and congratulate all of you for having this great and a wonderful meeting. Thank you, and over to the president.
Thank you, Area Director Shailendra. It was our pleasure to have you here, and we'll definitely invite you more. And our physical meetings are also with a lot of energy, a lot of vibes. And I'm sure everybody will vouch for it. Last week only we had a physical meeting, and it was just amazing. So thank you so much. Now moving to the awards section. Vishal, if the awards are ready, maybe you can share the screen. And I would also like to congratulate each and everyone for starting your journey today, especially all the speakers. It's amazing to start and take the first step, which is really important. And now you'll see the changes in yourself, how beautifully, you groom yourself. And Sandeep, what an amazing session. I really want to know so much more from you, especially on this NLP theory and the self-hypnosis and all. I really would like to know more. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, Vishal. So let's put our hands together for the awardees ahead. And the first award goes for the best speaker. We have a tie.
Yes.
Toastmaster Kedar and Toastmaster Abhimanyu.
Yes.
You all both are the best speaker for today, the first speech. Kedar looks so serious, but such good sense of humor he has. I mean, his speech had a lot of humor that really was very nice. And he's like such a serious guy. He looks so serious. And Abhimanyu, of course, wonderful. Best table topic, Toastmaster Dhruv. We go to the next part. Best evaluator, Toastmaster Rakesh. Rakesh, you're back with a bang. Congratulations, Rakesh. We have the next award, which goes to the best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Deepak. Deepak, fantastic job. First, when I heard the word novice, I thought that, I don't know, it's a difficult word, not many will use, but the amount of usage of the words was just fantastic. So good choice of word and a good thought behind the word also, because it was an icebreaker speech, so you connected it very well. Thank you. The next one, we go to the best of big three, and it has to be Toastmaster Sandeep. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you all for attending this amazing meeting. And we look forward to many such more interesting meetings. I officially close the meeting now.
Sarika, we can check with the guest.
Guest, right, sorry. Guest Tanmay, maybe you want to share your few bits. How did you like the meeting? Did you take any takeaways from the meeting? Guest Tanmay?
Hey, hi, Sarika. Yeah, sorry. I was talking on mute. Yeah, it was wonderful to see people tell their stories, and it actually helps you, widen your knowledge and beliefs. And it was very nice to start my morning with positive energy. And I was also looking for a platform of such kind, which gives you like opportunity to make mistakes and learn from it in a friendly environment for months like now. And I mean, just a random video helped me reach here, and I'm very grateful. And I already feel blessed to be part of this community. So I'm looking forward to it, Sarika. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanmay. You attract, like today Sandeep mentioned, you attract what you feel. Yes. So you exactly wanted to be, and that video linked it to, this Toastmaster journey. So amazing. It was our pleasure to have you here also. Okay, so we officially close the meeting. Thank you everyone for joining in, and look forward to next Sunday again, same time, same place, online. So thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
all.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarika. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, bye.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Shailendra.
yeah, I would like to connect with you and Sarika maybe afterwards. So probably
Sure.
I've noted out a few things which I would just